What do you think men truly want in sex? Most women would probably say pleasure, some might say dominance. Others might assume it's all about visual stimulation or the physical act itself. But what if I told you the thing men desire the most during sex isn't what you think at all? Before we go deeper, tell me, where in the world are you watching from right now? Because this message, no matter where you're from, touches something universal in human intimacy. See, most women have been taught that men are simple creatures when it comes to sex, that they just want the physical release, the excitement, the fantasy. But the truth, most men are starving for something much deeper, and most women never realize it. Here's the shocking part: it's not about the act. It's not even about performance or pleasure. It's about a feeling that makes him drop his guard, forget his insecurities, and open up in a way he rarely ever does. When a man is truly connected to a woman during intimacy, when he feels safe, desired, and emotionally seen, it's not just sex anymore, it's transformation. That's the moment he remembers. That's the moment that bonds him to you long after the lights go out. But here's the catch: most women miss this completely. Not because they don't care, but because no one ever told them what men actually crave beneath the surface. So today I want to pull back that curtain, because when you understand what men really desire in sex and why it surprises almost every woman who discovers it, you'll never look at intimacy the same way again. Let's break down the 5 things men secretly crave in sex that women almost never expect. Men want to feel desired. It sounds simple, even obvious, but most people never truly understand what that means for a man. From the time he's young, the message he receives is clear: he's supposed to be the pursuer. He's the one who makes the move, who flirts first, who takes the lead. He's taught that his role is to earn a woman's attention, not to be wanted in return. And while that may sound flattering at first, after all, men are expected to be confident, dominant, in control. It actually leaves many of them emotionally starved in ways few women ever see. When a man feels genuinely desired, it does something to him that words can't describe. It's not just about physical attraction, it's about emotional validation. It tells him, you don't have to perform, you don't have to chase, you are enough, just as you are. For a man who's used to proving his worth, that's intoxicating. That's what makes him melt, what makes him open up in ways he rarely does. Think about it. How often does a man get to feel chosen? Women are often complimented, pursued, and told they're beautiful. Men, on the other hand, are rarely told, I want you. They might hear that they're funny or dependable, but not that they're irresistible. So when a woman takes that bold step, when she shows through her words, her touch, or her energy that she desires him, it hits him right in the soul. It's not just arousal, it's affirmation. When you touch him first, when your eyes linger a little longer, when you let out a soft sigh that says, I'm really into this, you're giving him something he doesn't often receive. You're telling him that this moment isn't about him performing for you, it's about the two of you connecting. And that shift changes everything. Suddenly, he's not trying to prove himself in bed. He's not worried about being impressive. Instead, he's present, he's attuned to you, because now it's not a transaction, it's a shared experience of desire. This is the secret many women never realize. Men crave to be wanted just as deeply as women do. They just don't know how to ask for it. They'll never say, I want to feel desired, because it feels too vulnerable. But inside, that's exactly what they're longing for. They want a woman who looks at them like she can't wait to touch them, who leans in with confidence, who makes them feel that magnetic pull that says, you're the one I want right now. And here's the beautiful thing. When you make a man feel desired, he naturally gives more. His energy changes. He becomes more generous, more passionate, more emotionally available, because feeling wanted makes him feel safe. Safe enough to let go of his ego and connect on a deeper level. This doesn't mean you have to act or perform. It's about authenticity, about expressing your attraction instead of hiding it. So many women hold back their sensual energy out of fear of being too much or too forward. But what most don't realize is that men are drawn to that confidence. When you own your desire, it gives him permission to do the same. So the next time you're with him, notice how you express what you feel. Don't be afraid to say, I love the way you smell, or you feel so good. Don't wait for him to take the lead every time. Let your eyes, your hands, your tone show him that he turns you on. Because when he feels wanted, he doesn't just respond physically, he connects emotionally. That's the moment sex stops being just an act and becomes something unforgettable. not because of what happened, but because of how he felt. He felt chosen, desired, seen, and that, more than anything, is what makes him crave you long after the moment is over. Most people don't think of emotional safety as something men desire in sex. In fact, it sounds like the opposite of what society tells us men want. We're told they're after excitement, adventure, dominance, the thrill of the physical. But here's the quiet truth beneath the surface. Every man longs for a space where he can let go of pressure, where he can be himself without fear of judgment. And that space is what emotional safety really is. For most men, sex comes with an invisible checklist. They've been told they have to perform, last longer, satisfy their partner, look confident, take control. There's pressure in every move, in every breath. Even if he looks composed, there's a voice in the back of his mind asking, am I doing enough? Does she like this? Am I good enough for her? Those thoughts can turn what should be connection into anxiety. And that's why emotional safety becomes the hidden key to incredible intimacy. It allows him to exhale. When a man feels emotionally safe with you, something profound happens. His walls start to come down. He doesn't feel the need to impress you, to prove his worth, or to play the role of the perfect lover. Instead, he relaxes. He's more attuned to you, more affectionate, and ironically, more confident, because emotional safety isn't the absence of passion, it's the foundation of it. Imagine being with someone who makes you feel like you can't do anything wrong, who looks at you with reassurance instead of critique. That's how men feel when a woman creates emotional safety. When you smile in the middle of a slightly awkward moment instead of going silent. When you reassure him with a touch, a laugh, or a whispered, that feels amazing. Those little cues tell him you're okay here, you're wanted. And once he feels that his energy shifts from performance to connection, men rarely get spaces where they can be emotionally vulnerable. Even in relationships, many feel they have to be the strong one, the stable one, the one who always knows what to do. So sex often becomes one of the few places they hope to find release, not just physically, but emotionally. When a woman can meet him there with softness, patience, and acceptance, it changes everything. He feels like he can finally let go. He's not holding his breath, not guarding his masculinity, not worrying if he's being man enough. He's just present. That's when sex turns from something physical into something deeply intimate. Because when a man feels emotionally safe, he stops focusing on himself and starts focusing on you. He becomes more generous, more sensual, more in tune with your body. Emotional safety allows him to be vulnerable enough to listen, to learn, and to give. It's the difference between someone who's trying to do it right and someone who's feeling it right. Creating that sense of safety doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the small moments, your tone of voice, your body language, your willingness to communicate. When he senses you're comfortable with him, that you're not judging or comparing, he mirrors that back. The energy between you becomes cooperative instead of performative. And here's what's really powerful. Emotional safety doesn't make sex softer, it makes it deeper. It allows for playfulness, experimentation, and intensity because he's no longer scared of failing. He's not guarding his ego, he's exploring connection. That's where the best kind of passion comes from, the kind that feels alive, not forced. So if you want to see a man open up to you in bed, don't just focus on how he touches you, focus on how safe he feels with you. Encourage him, laugh with him. Let him know that he doesn't have to be perfect to be desired, because the moment he realizes you accept him as he is, he'll stop performing and start connecting. And that's when the magic begins, when he stops trying to be the fantasy and instead becomes real, when he feels safe enough to be both strong and soft. That's the space where men experience the kind of intimacy they never forget, the kind that makes them crave not just your body but your presence. One of the deepest things a man desires in sex, something that often surprises women, is to affect you, to see and feel the impact he has on you. It's not about dominance or ego, it's about emotional confirmation. It tells him, I matter to you in this moment. You see, men are incredibly visual and sensory. They read your body language, your breathing, the smallest reactions. When you respond, when you let a sigh escape your lips, when your body naturally moves with his, when your eyes close because you're lost in the feeling, it does something powerful to him. It tells him he's connecting with you, that he's not just touching your body, but reaching something deeper inside you. Most men carry a quiet fear in intimacy, the fear of not being enough, that maybe they can't please you, or that you're not as into it as they hope. They'll never say it, but they feel it. And that's why your reactions mean everything. It's not about performance. It's about authenticity. When your pleasure feels real, when your energy flows freely, it gives him a kind of confidence that no words can match. Men crave feedback, but not the kind that comes from talking. They crave emotional feedback, the kind that comes from your natural responses. When he sees your back arch slightly, hears your breath catch, or feels your hand pull him closer, it reassures him in a primal way. It tells him, you're doing something right, I'm with you, keep going. That emotional confirmation turns him on more than anything else because it makes him feel effective. But here's where many women misunderstand this desire. It's not about putting on a show. He doesn't want a performance. He wants a reaction. There's a big difference. Faking pleasure or exaggerating emotion doesn't move him. It disconnects him because deep down he can sense when something isn't genuine. What he truly wants is your honest response, whatever that looks like, whether it's a smile, a whisper, or even just the softness in your eyes. He wants to know that he's reaching you. When you hold back your pleasure, he feels it. He senses distance, uncertainty, maybe even rejection. But when you let go, when you stop worrying about how you look or sound and allow your body to express what it feels, you invite him closer. That's when the energy between you deepens. That's when sex stops being mechanical and becomes electric. Think of it this way, your pleasure is his proof. It tells him that his presence affects you. And men need to feel that, not just to feel masculine, but to feel connected. It's a core part of how they give and receive love through intimacy. It's not arrogance, it's sensitivity. He wants to know that his effort, his touch, his energy matters. When you express what feels good through your voice, your movement, or even just eye contact, it becomes a conversation without words. You're saying, I feel you, I'm here with you. And that conversation builds trust. It invites him to go deeper, to explore more, to match your vulnerability with his own. The most unforgettable moments in intimacy aren't the ones where everything is perfect. They're the ones where you're both fully present. When he feels your body respond to him, he's not just turned on, he's moved. He feels wanted, trusted, and emotionally seen. So if you want to touch a man's heart as well as his body, let him see the effect he has on you. Don't hide your pleasure, your passion, your desire. Show him that what he's giving is landing. Because when he feels that, when he knows he can affect you in that way, it makes him fall deeper into the moment, deeper into you, and deeper into connection. That's when sex becomes more than pleasure. It becomes affirmation. It tells him, you're not just inside my body, you're inside my energy. And that for a man is the most powerful desire of all. Men often look confident during sex, strong in control, certain of every move. But what most women don't realize is that underneath that confidence, many men are fighting a silent battle, the pressure to perform, to be impressive, skillful, dominant, to live up to everything they think a woman expects in bed. And while that pressure might push them to try harder physically, it actually pulls them further away emotionally. Because when a man is stuck in his head worrying about being good enough, he can't truly connect. And what he secretly desires more than perfection or performance is connection. Connection is what allows him to be real, to be present. It's when the two of you stop worrying about how it looks and start focusing on how it feels. It's the laughter that slips out in the middle of a passionate moment. It's the gentle eye contact that says, you're safe with me. It's the moment when everything slows down, not because it's planned, but because you're both lost in each other. That's the space where men feel the deepest kind of pleasure because it's no longer about control, it's about surrender. The truth is, their men get tired of feeling like they have to constantly perform, even if they never say it. Every time they're intimate, there's an unspoken expectation that they should know exactly what to do, how to do it, and for how long. But when a woman shifts the energy from performance to connection, it liberates him. When you meet him with curiosity instead of expectation, when you show that you're there to explore, not evaluate, he relaxes, his walls drop. And suddenly, he's not just giving pleasure, he's feeling it too. That's the beauty of connection. It invites authenticity. It creates a space where both of you can be messy, playful, experimental, without the fear of judgment. Maybe you miss a rhythm. Maybe there's a laugh in the middle. Maybe it's not movie perfect. But that imperfection is what makes it real. That's what makes it yours. Men crave that. crave the woman who can look them in the eye mid-moment and smile, who makes them feel like it doesn't have to be flawless to be incredible. When connection replaces performance, intimacy transforms. Instead of trying to impress you, he wants to understand you. He starts paying attention to your breath, your energy, your cues. He becomes more attuned, more giving, more emotionally open, because connection turns sex from a test into an experience. It tells him, you don't have to prove anything to me, just be here with me. And what's fascinating is that this kind of connection often leads to the most powerful physical chemistry. When two people are emotionally aligned, bodies naturally sync. Touches become more intuitive, movements more fluid, eye contact more magnetic. You stop doing sex and start feeling it. Men may not say it outright, but they long for this. They long for the kind of intimacy where they can let go of control, where they don't have to be the perfect lover, where they can just be. When you create that space for him, when you match his energy, when you slow down, when you show that you're as invested in the emotional rhythm as the physical, he'll remember that connection far longer than any physical high. So the next time you're intimate, shift your focus. Don't think, how can I impress him? Think, how can we connect right now? Let go of expectation. Be playful. Be curious. Let your energy lead the moment instead of your mind. Because when a man feels connection instead of pressure, he stops trying to perform and starts experiencing you. That's the moment he feels not just turned on but seen. And that's what he truly desires. Not perfection, not control, but the magic that happens when two people stop pretending and start connecting. Confidence is the quiet fire that turns a man's attraction into obsession. It's the one quality that transforms sex from something he enjoys into something he feels. Because when a woman is confident in herself, in her body, her energy, and her right to feel pleasure, it changes everything about the way a man experiences her. You see, most men are used to women who hold back, who dim their light a little, who wait to be desired instead of inviting it. They hesitate, not because they don't want to connect, but because somewhere along the line they were made to feel like their desire was too much. And yet, when a woman walks into intimacy with confidence, when she owns her sensuality unapologetically, it completely disarms a man. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance or trying to be perfect. It's not about having the ordeal body or the perfect moves. It's about comfort. It's the way you inhabit your own skin. It's the way you touch him without hesitation, the way you maintain eye contact and let your body express what it wants. That authenticity radiates, because confidence is energy. It's not something you wear, it's something you are. When a man feels that confidence, he relaxes. He no longer feels like the entire experience depends on him. Instead, he feels like you're both co-creating something passionate, something alive. A confident woman doesn't wait to be led, she participates. She whispers what she likes, she moves in ways that show she knows what turns her on. And to a man, that's irresistible because it takes the pressure off and replaces it with connection. Men are drawn to women who know their worth. When you show that you value yourself, not just sexually, but emotionally, it tells him you're not there for validation. You're there for experience. That's the difference between someone who seeks approval and someone who radiates magnetism. The confident woman doesn't ask, am I enough? She communicates through her presence, I am here and I'm worth every moment of this connection. And here's the beautiful paradox. Confidence doesn't just make you more attractive, it makes him more vulnerable. When he feels your self-assurance, he feels safe letting go of his own insecurities. Your energy becomes contagious. Your comfort with yourself gives him permission to relax and be real with you. So many women think they need to look confident, when in truth, confidence is felt. It's in your energy, your breath, your willingness to be present. It's choosing not to hide behind lighting, poses, or perfection, but to let yourself be seen. When you step into intimacy from that place, you don't just attract a man, you move him. Because what he desires most isn't a flawless performance, but a woman who embodies her own power. One who knows she's desirable without needing to prove it. Confidence is the ultimate turn on. It says, I belong here, I deserve pleasure, and I'm not afraid to be felt. When you carry that energy, you become unforgettable, not just because of what you did, but because of how powerfully you owned it. So what do men truly desire in sex? The thing women never expect. It isn't just physical pleasure, it's feeling wanted, it's feeling safe, it's knowing that they can affect you, connect with you, and be with a woman who radiates confidence in her own skin. When a man experiences that kind of energy, he's not just turned on, he's transformed, because in that moment, sex stops being about ego and becomes about emotion. When you make a man feel desired, when you create emotional safety, when you connect instead of perform, you become unforgettable. You awaken a side of him that he rarely shows anyone. So tell me which of these truths surprised you the most. Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to tell me where in the world you're watching from. And remember, great sex isn't about perfection. It's about connection, confidence, and being courageously real.